Welcome to episode 166 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
I'm Shiro.
And I'm Lee.
Every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles that life throws our way. We try to get something done. This week, we are joined by Shiro and Lee, the creators of Barbarian Queen Karybdis. And first of all, I love these characters in this book so much. And I'm so excited to watch this freaking book get backed on Kickstarter. It hasn't made its goal yet, guys. I have feelings about that, and I know you do too. So will you tell the people at home a little bit about your book and what's going on right now?
Sure. Okay. Sherry, do you mind if I take the lead on this?
Oh, go right ahead.
Okay. I've been practicing a lot the pitch, trying to get it just right. So what we're calling it is our hack and slash with heart and smarts. It's like an homage to Saturday morning cartoons, stuff from the 80s, all those great 80s barbarian movies, all those great 80s and 90s Saturday morning cartoons, like all the kind of stuff that you loved as a kid growing up and that we loved as kids growing up, all smashed together in one really cool kind of like gritty, pulpy, fun, and affordable book.
Awesome. So I've read a little bit of this book and I'm excited to read more of it. Shiro, what's the experience been like for you working on this book so far? Like what do you do on the book?
Well, I'm co-creator, which is actually one of my first times, really. Usually I'm just quote unquote just the artist.
Only the person who builds the entire world. No big deal.
Yeah, only the reason you guys have a book.
Exactly. Yeah, no big deal. Who cares about the artists these days? Anyway, Steven, what do you
He keeps me in the dungeon and he gives me cheese dust. That's how he keeps me going, and I know my place. No, sorry, go ahead.
No, so sure,
you're a good motivator. I agree.
So you're a co-creator. That's awesome. So is this like your first creation other than just being an artist?
It's not my first creation. All in all, I have several comics going. Okay. I did several comics in the past. I'm also one of, I'd like to say, consultant for my friend Jeff and his series Aurora Man. I came up with a couple of the alternates.
Oh, sweet. Well,
so if you guys like superheroes in the prairies, Aurora Man, very good comic.
Yeah, I'll after the show, send me some links to that stuff and I'll put it all in the description below so people can find it.
Absolutely, because I worked on a lot of stuff.
Awesome. So right now you guys have this book, Barbarian Queen Karybdis, on Kickstarter. It looks like such a great book, and I want it to get all of the attention in the world, but it seems like it's kind of in this like lull of the campaign right now. Like we're trying to, I see you guys are doing shows, you're trying to push. We're all, pushing the link as much as possible. Like, what has this campaign been like in comparison with like previous campaigns that you've run?
Well, for me, it's the first one I've done where the book wasn't done already.
Okay.
I usually like to have everything finished before we even start doing the funding, because that way you can kind of slide the bar down if you need to in order to be like, okay, let's make this goal super attainable. But in this case, it's because Shiro and I kind of came up with it together, and I always want to make sure everybody's paid first. So Shiro is illustrating it as we're going along and as I can pay for it. So really, like, what we're trying to raise is just the money left to buy the cheese dust I need to feed you.
Exactly. That cheese dust is very important.
It's under value.
Yeah, it's just going up in price every day. The cheese dust. It used to get a bit for like a dime, a bag, and now it's
we're here to talk about the hard-hitting issues of the economy. The cheese dust inflation is upon us.
Just imagine, I'm Canadian. That cheese dust can get really expensive.
Ooh, that's some expensive.
Well, dispensaries too has really ruined the secondary market.
When you used to be able to just get cheese dust illegally off the street, it was so much cheaper. But now that everyone's got these different blends of cheese dust, they're more expensive. Like hydroponics are involved now and stuff like that. It's just okay.
So have you guys been employing like any new techniques to try to get people's attention on this Kickstarter? Since it seems it seems to me, and we don't have a Kickstarter active right now, but like from what I've been seeing, a lot of just the changes in social media have really affected people lately, and it seems to be harder and harder to get people's eyes on projects. So like, have you noticed that? Am I just making that up? And like, what have you done to kind of help with that?
Well, I definitely don't feel like you're making it up. Everyone on Twitter has been saying that Kickstarter's gotten more and more difficult to do. I think that it's the audience. I love that there are other options, like there are different crowdfunding options, but sometimes when you start spreading the people out, they're spread out. So like some people are like, oh, I don't really do Kickstarter anymore. Oh, I don't do Indiegogo, or oh, I don't do this one or that one, or oh, I only launch books over here. I only buy books off of this site. Mm-hmm. So I think kind of spreading people out, it's like giving all the options. Sometimes those people aren't, oh, you're on Kickstarter. Well, I don't do Kickstarter. I actually had someone tell me, oh, I don't like to back on Kickstarter, which I was like, that's like the prime, but okay, that's like the starting point. Yeah. But I understand. But it's, we've really been trying, this is the most hustle I think we've ever put into appearing on shows. So we've definitely upped the ante on appearing on different people's shows. I know that Shiro is obviously the most entertaining part of this whole process, so now I brought Shiro along for every interview. And it's difficult, but I do feel like people really turned up really fast. And one of the things I can say is I appreciate everyone who's donated so far, because I recognize almost every single name on that list. Like my friends really turned up, so I just need some new friends to come turn up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's so tough because like we all try to build the community and support one another as much as we can. We all make a lot of friends. Like, we obviously met in the comic book community and Twitter, but we become friends, we support each other, but it becomes like this weird situation where it's like, we also need other people who aren't equally trying to get money at the same time, so like, how do we find the readers and not just the creators? And it's really difficult sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we're doing here, is we're trying to just like stretch it out a little bit more, keep casting that net out as far as possible, and hopefully
widening the net's the hardest part.
Yeah. So if you're watching this right now, the link is absolutely below. Please go and back this book. And if you hate it, don't tell us. I don't care. I don't want to know that opinion. If you love it, tell all of us and thank me for sending me that link. No,
but I think what we should just do, I mean, if you all looked at, because Claudio and company released they're using a different, I forget what website they're using. Yeah. And they already had like 200,000 backers, of course, the Coheed and Cambria. But let's just put...
Wait. Lee and Shiro, have you considered starting a band and making music that's all about Barbarian Queen Karybdis?
I think if you write like a 5-album space epic,
this is behind what we need to do. Steven, we need to get the time machine going back to like 2003. Lee and Shiro start a band, right?
And just go for that high voice, like take it before Claudio can even take it,
Yeah.
But what I was thinking though too is we just put part of the Amory Wars saga on all of our books. Like we're just like sub stories in the because technically the Amory Wars takes place in a universe with 78 planets. You're telling me our characters can't exist on one of those 78 planets?
That's a good question, actually. Speaking of your book, so speaking of the book that you guys are working on right now, what world does it take place on? What is that? What is that planet, or what is that world? Is it our world, but in like a fantasy version? Is it a different planet? What is it?
It's completely different. It's its own place. We had a lot of ideas as far as like where it was. Was it a planet? Is it a series of islands that float in the sky? What is it? And the answer is meh.
It's not here. That's what's important.
Whatever sounds cool, was my idea, and we did that. That's what happened.
Well, Shiro named it for one. Shiro has been instrumental in, when Shiro says co-creator, 100%, 50-50. So Karybdis' name, Shiro. Some of the other characters and things that we wanted to put in it, Shiro. Name of the world, which is Maelstrom, which is something always in turmoil. Yeah. Also Shiro. So it's been really cool. And the thing that we started with was we wanted to write a comic where we don't owe anyone an explanation. Basically, like how Conan books, it's like Conan's just doing stuff. Yeah. And that was the original idea. And like Shiro really liked it, and so we had a lot of ideas. And we got stuck. Some people get stuck in this. We need the exposition. You need the start of the story. You need to, in the beginning, here's the origin. It's already happening. Stuff is happening.
Yeah.
You're actually too late. So catch up. So,
she's already a barbarian queen, not a barbarian adept or a barbarian squire. Like she's already reached the top.
She's already at max level.
She's max. She is ultra instinct. She is, gear 5. She is already ready to go.
No, I love that.
9,000.
Yeah, dude, I love that so much. And like I have personal trouble writing exposition and stuff, like, because it drives me crazy, because like it often feels just kind of like forced to like shoehorned into a plot. I'm like, I don't would the character actually be talking about this? Would this actually happen? Would this come out this way? Or is this all service for the audience? I don't like it, so I try to, so like in our book in Deathless, there's just very little like there's like one page where you're like, okay, we're gonna just get this out of the way really quick, and then you don't get any other backstory until like issue 3, and then it's like, okay, you get a little bit of backstory in issue 3 where you start like learning about why this is happening at all. But other than that, it's like, no, you're thrown into this weird world. Good luck. I hope you like it, but I like it that way. Like I prefer it, and I think from what I've read of this of your book, I don't even think the world matters in so much as the characters matter, and like you're sold on the characters right away, so it's like, oh, that sells the world by itself, so like you're already in through those characters, so whatever world you create around them, I believe, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in whatever adventure they're going on, I'm gonna assume is part of that world, and it just works. Why wouldn't it? He's a lizard guy, like
And they already have like that Lethal Weapon, like energy vibe going, like the more serious, strong, serious one with the goofy, like relief character, like side by side. So you're already feeling comfortable and like established in this. You don't need to see the finer details of the world around them. You just want to know what the hell they're doing and what's happening. So it's awesome.
Steven, this is the part of the show where we talked about this for like all week. Steve and I have been like back and forth talking about this, and I was like, I come up with like all the little segments and everything we do. So this week I was like, Steven, use your brain power and come up with like a fun segment for us. And he was like, I got you. He was like, I got you. And I just want to know, because he was keeping it secret from me the whole week. So I just want to know what he's got this week.
I have 0 segments. Anthony did not prepare me at all. I'm not going to let him get away with this. But I can do one. Hold on. Monster test or anything. We'll do a monster test on whatever Slink is.
I like that, actually. Actually,
okay. That's a question to answer.
So yeah, what is Slink?
Well, I gotta do the monster test theme song.
Okay, well, you're right. Okay, let's do. I have this great idea, Steven. I've been thinking about this all week. I have this really cool idea for a monster test. We'll do a monster test. Slink edition. Okay, let's do that. Will you do a song for us, Steven?
Oh man, there was Q-tips in my pick container.
Clean your picks. That's a hint.
Yeah, those things go in your mouth, Steven. Come on.
It's the monster test featuring Slink. He's a lizard dude. He's got a long tongue. He puts it in places he doesn't want it to go, but it's okay because he is Slink. The monster test Slink. That's pretty good.
That was really great, Steven. I'm just like top notch. I'm gonna say of all of your Slink songs, that was top 3 at.
There's been 200 of them about, because I did a few for the podcast prior, so there's been about 200 Slink songs, but I think that was like my top one.
I prefer.
That's going on the album.
That's going on the album.
Just for sure.
It's the breakdown in the song. 90s,
like, you remember that one time you were like, my name is Slink and I'm here to say, and I was like, Steven, we're not bringing that back. And I was like,
my clothes were so baggy back then.
So for the actual Slink experts,
upside down.
So what is Slink in your world? What is Slink?
I don't know.
Yes, we get to create Slink's lore.
That is literally like, I worked so hard and researched so hard to like create Karybdis to be just right. But the whole point of Slink is that there is no effort put into him. He's just some dude. Yes, he has eyes that look like a chameleon, but they're not chameleon eyes. He doesn't change color. Sometimes he has a forked tongue. Sometimes he can do the tongue ting.
So like, 20 issues from now, I just want to like it just starts like with like Frank Miller style writing, like, I wasn't always born this way. What do you mean you weren't always born this way? This even makes sense as a sentence, but then it just goes into like this super deep, like dark lore of Slink and like the horrors and chaos that he's been through, like the anvil in which he had to forge his impenetrable, like undestroyable tongue on, and all these things. Slink is the reptile god of Maelstrom.
It's true, and also that portion is actually the segue into the 40-song album that you're going to do, Apollo with Slinkin.
There is 20 tracks of just silence, and then there's a bonus track at the end, but it's 40 tracks, okay?
So as far as like the world, how much because you are doing these kind of like fun piecemeal like short stories within the world, how much serialization have you considered in the story? Like, do you have like the solid story of Queen Karybdis?
We do. We've already written the end. Their major story beats are already done. When we first started making ideas, I made like a wish list of everything that I wanted on there and everything that Shiro might want on there, and we kind of collaborated from that. And we've kind of said, okay, well, they're going to go here, this is going to happen. But as far as what we have prepared, we've got 3 issues ready to go. If we could start this and get it going, 3 issues are ready to go, and every issue would have at least, because if we can raise more money, we're going to put in more story, right, but at least 2 of these episodes, right, and then 1 of the little short side quests at the end, like the G.I. Joe PSA, if you will.
I love that format like so much.
Oh yeah, it's
so mythologies almost, like it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. So within that world that you've been considering and creating, since we're doing the Monster Test Slink edition, is there like a species that like Slink is that's just part of that world where like do you see other Slink types? Do you see like
So Slink is a lizard man. What Slink is not is a snake man or snake person. So those are two very different types of creature or mythological, I don't know, entity in Maelstrom. And without spoiling too much, we showed 1 page. It starts with Karybdis just wailing on snake men because Karybdis does not like the snake people, and Slink is definitely not one of those. So Slink doesn't really care. It's they're kind of like our bad guys, or one of the bad guys, I guess.
Like the putties and Power Rangers, like a group that is going to, yep, like they're consistently getting their asses kicked in. Like they are the fodder for her epic sword swinging.
I kind of feel bad for him. Steven, let's do like a side story of just the snake people.
We weren't always this way.
We weren't always born this way.
We weren't always born this way.
We weren't always born this way. That's what it would be, right? It has to be. But that's
musical. I was born this way.
Yeah, just the Snake Man Chronicles.
Okay, now I'm just saying.
Yes.
Snake Man. Ah!
And their king is like a king cobra with like the flare, like has like the whole flare and everything, and he's like almost looks like a hood.
I wasn't always a king this way.
I wasn't always a king this way.
He takes the hood off.
It's just Charlie Day writing the entire like backstory to the Snake Men. Vote me, I'm hot.
You guys, if you guys hopefully will fund and you get to see it, like just this first episode of the show, or I call it a show. It's because it's so like
Saturday
like
morning.
Or so much like the cartoon. We were calling them episodes to begin with, and I still feel like they're like episodic. In this first episode, there is so much cool snake fighting, and so many like just there's gags, there's gore, there's dismemberment. It's so fun. In my script, there are 2 pages that literally just say "snake fight, have fun." It says that in the script.
It's true.
Snake fight.
I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. So Shiro, do you have a preference as the artist? Like, do you like when he gives you that amount of freedom, or do you, how do you feel about the difference between like specific descriptions versus like that kind of just do, come what may, do what you want? Which do you prefer, and like how is it for you?
Well, that will always depend of the writer I work with. Like there's another writer that I'm working with right now. If he's a little vague, I like that a little less because he's a little pickier.
Okay.
But Lee trusts me. So
Yeah.
He shouldn't, but he does. And
Your art is fantastic.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has every great reason to trust you.
So do you, Shiro, do you have a preference with like the art? Do you like drawing the action stuff? Do you like the, set pieces? Or is there anything that you don't like drawing?
I should probably know that.
luckily, the stuff that I don't like drawing is not in the book. Because I'm not a big fan of vehicles. I'm really bad at vehicles.
I don't like cars and buildings.
Everybody's walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time Anthony puts in a cityscape, I'm just like, I am getting better.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at figuring them out and just like kind of going for it. And I can have fun with getting lost in the detail of a building sometimes, but like, it's not my favorite. I like just the action sequences, obviously. That's usually, they're the most intimidating, but they're also the most fun because they always are like the most rewarding, like people skim over scenery, they just like, that's just there for their eyes to kind of.
How dare they? If you're watching this right now, do not skim over the scenery. You look at every building. Like, come on.
He's got like a truck jump scene in issue 3. That's, I got it though. I'm not drawing Play It Again. I'm 3 issues into this now, so I'll handle it. But yeah, I'm not a fan of cars or buildings either.
Sorry, Steven.
It's true, when I draw, it is important to like try to glance a little harder at the background, because I do like to put Easter eggs and references in my comics.
I squeezed some. I didn't squeeze as many. Well, I did actually. 2 had quite a bit too, but
2 has a lot.
I mean the arcade cabinets and things like that for sure. But issue 1, I squeezed in like ostriches and everything. I think there was a reference to George Costanza's painting from Seinfeld, or like the drawing or the photo.
I love those little references. It's always interesting to see how like writers and artists work together, because like Steven and I have been friends forever. So like I write little jokes just for
he literally like writes at me. He's like,
I do.
In fact, in the most recent script, he literally had something where he just left the panels blank. He goes, see, okay. Then he like actually like explained what was happening in the panels.
Well, the thing is, I feel guilty as a writer anytime the page has more than 4 panels. Like if it has more than like 4 panels, I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like, oh, okay, you have to draw more. So I was like, okay, this one has 6 panels. I know what you're thinking, Steven. It's fine. They're easy. I was like, you know what? Fine, you do it. You do it, Steven. I just wrote,
he was like arguing with me. He was having like an argument with me without me being there on the page.
I do that a lot.
That saves time. You can just wake up and already see that you've won the argument. Hey, I didn't have to do anything.
Exactly.
But we had like what you two seem to be doing with the Barbarian Queen Karybdis seems to be like kind of like how Anthony writes the scripts for me, like where Lee is just leaving it more open for your interpretation, especially when it comes to like the battle sequences and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's awesome.
They pretty much just write battle. Or if there's a bit more detail, is just to say this guy goes here, battle. And I love drawing battles.
Do you?
I love it.
That's awesome. So aside from like the Kickstarter issues and trying to get a wider audience, what other kind of like day-to-day creative issues or publishing issues or whatever it may be, like have you guys been experiencing, or you've been experiencing lately with this?
Lee?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you take the lead. I mean, for me, it's always, and I think we discussed this the last time I was on, time management is always, especially lately for me, finding time to write some more is always rough, or not always rough, but can be challenging. Yeah. So you got to carve out time to do the thing you love, like maybe you don't play video games so much, or maybe, you don't watch that extra episode of the show, and instead you write down some of the things, like the little side quest thing that we had been talking about, and I sent you guys. I'm not going to spoil it because we got to fund the issues. But the one that I sent you guys about a certain little mythical man that is in one of our side quests, I just carved out a little time to write that down, and it was only like 2 pages. So it's just finding time to actually put it down on paper, because like I'll have a really great idea and I'll send it to Shiro, and then usually I'll send it to one or both of you guys just to make sure it sounds really good. And then I'm like, okay, that was great. And I'll lose it. I'll lose it in like 10,000 texts. So I've tried to get better at remembering to go back and put those things down, because a lot of really, good ideas come and then, go on up the scroll, and then you got to go back and try and find them. So I've been trying to make more time to commit things that we've talked about down to notes.
I've tried to do that with like, I'll think of like perspectives in my head sometimes when I'm at work. So I'll go to Google and just look for some like models real quick to like find something that I was like kind of thinking of. So then my phone will just have all these like models posing and I'll have no idea what I was going to use them for. I'm just like, I don't remember what my idea was for this particular model. And now Tina just sees a bunch of like women and men in boxers and stuff. Cause there's like in the pose, like, cause like all the pose books, they're, you know, half nude because you want to see the muscle definition and stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't know what any of these are. So
Why are these brief scarf fighting?
I got a sword. It's like a foam sword, and yeah, no, I feel that.
I'll
And
have ADHD. I write everything down every single day. I got 2-3 copies of everything I need to remember because I don't.
I'm the most disorganized person I know by far.
Fellow artist.
I live in pure chaos.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Shiro, do you how do you deal with like time management as an artist? Do you have like multiple books going on that you're drawing different pages of, different days? Like how do you manage all of that?
The easy answer is Catholic guilt, but I do seriously use 2 softwares to keep me on track. I have Habitica for my day-to-day stuff to remind me, okay, today you have to draw this, you have to do this, you have to remember to have lunch. And I use Trello to organize my comic pages. Like right now I got 2 projects at the same time, Barbarian Queen Karybdis and Super Mario Adventures Continued Power Trip. I only have 4 pages left.
Nice.
And like I put everything in cards. I put the little, like, one card is 1 page and the script for that 1 page is on that card. And then I just like draw and read and draw and read and draw and read. Okay, next page. Cool. And with those cards, the writer also has access. So if there's some changes and stuff like that, he can put the notes under the script, the page right away. And
That's
that
awesome.
actually helps keep me organized because the notes are under the page instead of in a chat that I have to scroll up.
Yeah,
it's easier for me.
How long does it take you on average to do a page?
When everything goes good, usually it takes me about 2 days.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's definitely a fair amount of time.
Yeah,
Like that's roughly what I would be if I could actually work straight. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the hours in the week and how I squeeze in my time.
It's so hard. And then, after you work, family, friends, whatever it may be, social media and all the stuff throughout the day. And then it's like, I'm exhausted and I don't really, it's like the only time you have to work on anything. It's like, do I really want to work on anything? Is this going to be my best? No, I'm going to throw 6 words on this paper that, like, see what I can do. And then I'm going to hate myself tomorrow either way. But yeah,
well, this sober because coffee doesn't work on me.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it's time management though, like you were saying, Lee, is like it's such a struggle, and it's terrible because you like when you get in that spiral of feeling like you're never doing enough, like, and then you're just like, you're kind of like you have so many fires on, so many, everything's boiling over. Like I'm not paying attention to enough.
None of these meals are gonna taste good.
Nothing's gonna taste good,
but they will give sustenance of some sort.
There's a lot of food right now. Not gonna be great. None of it's gonna be great, but it's all gonna be consumable.
Gordon Ramsay would totally call me an idiot sandwich right now. There would be 2 pieces of bread on my head.
I have to say something about that, Steven. I have to say something about that. That man completely, like, he gave a gift to anyone he's ever called an idiot sandwich by making commercials that say Triscuit crackers are perfect. Like he's like Triscuits, so delicious. I'm like, you told this person they're an idiot sandwich, and you're saying Triscuit crackers are great. There's no way that guy's risotto was that bad. Like there's no way. There's no way. Like that risotto, I don't care if it was soup, it was better than that Triscuit cracker. And there's nothing against Triscuit crackers. I'm just saying
I've tried Triscuits again, like throughout my life. And like every time I'm like, listen, you're not unedible, like, but I wouldn't choose to buy you, like Unless someone's got like some $9 sharp cheddar or something like that, then maybe. But
There you go. Well, and then it's like the Mitch Hedberg thing. Like, I didn't buy the cracker because it's a little plate, you know. And that's what a Triscuit becomes. It's just like an edible plate.
Triscuit is like frosted mini wheats, but even worse somehow. I don't even know like how they figured out.
I was trying to be diplomatic about Triscuits, but I agree. I feel that way too about them. But and then when I saw the commercial with Gordon Ramsay, I was just like, how dare you? But also, thank you for freeing all of those people from the mean things that you said to them. Because everyone.
You like Triscuits, sir.
Triscuits? That's why my food was bad, because you have terrible taste, sir. Anyway, sorry, that was our Triscuit. That's our Triscuit segment. We skipped over our Triscuit song that we usually
Nabisco actually, Ritz paid us to like completely shit on Triscuit this episode. So no, I'm just kidding.
Ritz, not a sponsor yet. We'll get there, baby.
See the battles we fight for you.
I will say, if you're a rich person that loves Triscuits, I'm open to loving them. Even without toothpaste. I mean, if you've got a lot of money to throw at Karybdis, I will eat a box of Triscuits and say,
damn.
So
it's like a new like TikTok torture challenge. Basically, I'll eat this box of Triscuits. I'll do it.
I need to watch what I say about what I'll do if we fund, because we've reached the point where I'm just like, sure, I'll do that if we fund. I'll do this if we fund. I'm already locked into sing Peaches if we fund. So yeah, why not?
You should sing Peaches.
Peach costume. I'm willing to put it on for the video.
Listen, you sing Peaches, but you replace Peaches with Triscuits. So you're like, Triscuits. It gets hard to say, but you have to say it perfect. You have to keep going.
78 takes later, Lee is,
and you have to wear you have to wear a Gordon Ramsay wig too, and you have to have like the bread on your ears, like you're the idiot sandwich saying that you love Triscuits.
Literally crying Triscuits.
Like you have to like edit the Triscuits like dripping, like they fragment off like Minecraft almost, like just blocks like just falling out of your face.
Yeah, I want this book to make it so bad. Okay, so if this book succeeds, Steven will eat one Triscuit. I'll also eat one Triscuit. I can't do that to my friend. We will eat a single Triscuit.
So here's we don't want to give Triscuits all of our money though. So I'll buy a box and I'll give you one for your side of the show, because we don't want to. In fact, I'm just gonna see if my neighbor has any Triscuits.
Oh, they do. I'm sure everyone.
Because I have Ritz. I'm like, that'll do. Yeah. I'll just say it's.
Just gonna shave off there so it's square.
Yeah. Just buzz it. Get the husky to eat it.
So aside from doing anything and eating the Triscuits and singing Peaches and stuff, let's tell the people, like, can you give the people like one last good reason to just check out this book and buy it?
Sure. Okay. Well, here's the elevator pitch.
Let's do it.
One, it's all the things that you loved from the 80s and 90s. It's, as I like to say, all killer, no filler. We've stripped out all the stuff you don't need. It's action. It's fun. It's got heart. It's got comedy. We try to make it something for everybody. It's a quick read because it's all episodic. So you can literally just sit down, read a couple pages, go do something else, mow the lawn, whatever you do. I don't judge you people, whatever you want to do. And then, come back for the next part, read it all the way through. So it's not a big time sink to go through all of it. And it's made by these two awesome people, me and Shiro. So, and supported by these other two awesome people, you guys.
Yes.
And you, if you just go to the link below. I'm sorry. I always feel you should go right now and click this, but I really do need everyone to go click this freaking link. I like, please, if you made it this far in the show, you like enjoy whatever Steven and I do week to week, and we really love you and really appreciate you, and it would mean the world to us if you just please go click the link below. And if you know what, if you don't have $1, if you're like, oh, I'm struggling this week, if you're like me and you're like, I have no money, I sure am poor and Christmas is coming, I agree, I understand, but just share it. Like, share the link with your people. There's someone out there, just and tell them that, like, your best friends, Shiro and Lee, be like, oh, my friends made this book, because we're all friends here. It's community, it's what we do, so we're allowed to say that. It's not a lie. So say that your friends made this book and you need them to buy it, and you're like rich relatives who don't care about you will buy it, and that's all that matters. We need your rich relatives. And your
I have to say, if you just like, I mean, you will fall in love with these characters just by their designs alone. Like, I'm so excited to like really dive into it, because like the character designs, in my opinion, as someone that has created characters, and they're awesome. They're unique, but they're familiar at the same time, and I love them. So like,
yeah, I keep like, every time you send me new pages, I send them to Steven and I'm like, do it like this.
And then
do it more like this.
I get no cheese dust those evenings, none. Like he's giving me Triscuits on those days. He's giving me.
I'll do better.
I'll try. How do I compete with Slink?
I know I set the bar pretty high.
Yeah, I mean,
but
Slink
I'm
is
sorry.
So, oh no, but it's been amazing talking to you both. So at the end of every episode, we just say what we're gonna do this week, and try to like. It's usually an accountability show. We kind of skip that part in the beginning, but it's okay. So this week, Steven, what are you gonna work on?
I'm gonna continue to work on the pages. I didn't send you it yet, but I've been heavily working on it.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know.
Start this episode over and just feed Steven more.
Since it's in like an outer space situation, like I've been kind of doing like this reverse engineering with coloring and stuff like that. So like I've been like coloring and shading with different things first and then drawing things on top of it because outer space is mostly like that's how I do my space stuff is like with color. So
yeah, sure.
But yeah, so I'm gonna continue to push on issue 3. And just to update everybody, we are literally only waiting on Deathless Pins.
Yeah,
I have everything else. Everything else is here.
And I got the tracking number, so like it should be here within the next.
Yeah, so we can probably plan it for either this Friday or the following.
Heck yeah, I
package up.
That's gonna be so much fun. This week I'm waiting for those pins, and I only have 4 pages to write, like 4 more, and I'm done with issue 3. So that's it.
Amazing.
That's what I'm doing this week. I'm gonna finish it up. Shiro, what are you gonna work on this week?
I'm trying to finish Power Trip as fast as I can. I only have 4 pages left, so I can have a little bit more time to work more on the Barbarian Queen Karybdis. It's on. If you guys are curious about the Super Mario Adventures Continued, a fan comic that I'm not getting paid for. Nintendo, do not sue me. This is fan work.
They are so happy.
It's on Global Comics. If I'm not mistaken, Power Trip is the 6th episode now, and it's
awesome. That's cool.
It will conclude in December.
Oh,
that's awesome.
And
I've had a lot of good feedback. People seem to really like it.
Oh,
that's great.
Yeah, we'll check it out. I'll post all the links below and go check out those books. Let us know what you think. And also, obviously, click on the Kickstarter link below. But Lee, what are you going to work on this week?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is give you some more reason that you should click on that link right now. Perpetual salesman. One thing I didn't mention, we have multiple cameos. So there's chances to be in the book, of which Anthony has purchased one.
I have. So, I'm going to be in this book. I'm going to be in the book.
But if you don't want to be a severed head, we actually just added Be a Barbarian Warrior or the mystery cameo, which I can't give you too much about, but we are going to need to know some of your favorite 80s movies. And it's not going to be you it's going to be you. So that's my thing is I'm going to continue to just kind of push the book, try and get us to that finish line. Still writing our issues as we go. So we've got lots of ideas. I'm just kind of scripting as I have time and just hoping we can go ahead and hit that finish line and get this thing funded because we have tons of stuff. We've got 16 additional digital books if you fund.
Yeah.
Just backing the book, you get a foil trading card. We've done our VHS cover as the base cover, which normally that'd be something that's a variant. So pretty much my thing I'm going to do is just keep talking about Karybdis for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. So how many days do you have left in the campaign?
Well, I think when this airs, we'll have 9 days left, 9 or 10 days
tomorrow.
So we're getting close.
We are so close. All right. So everyone, please, you watched this far. Go back this book. We need to make this happen. Go share as everywhere you can and make them famous. So then we have famous friends. Don't you want famous friends? I want famous friends. Make it. These are our friends. Come on, do it. So thank you both for joining us. It's been a lot of fun talking to you. And every week we just say, Steven, you have to say that you're thankful for things.
Well, it is the month of thanks, even though there are opinions on that. But I'm thankful for everybody on Twitter as per usual. I'm thankful for my family and friends who consistently support our creative endeavors and just prop us up for success. Thank you all so very much for helping and supporting us and pouring love onto us so that we continue to push through this very difficult dream to obtain. So
I am also thankful for all of Steven's family and friends.
Aunt Lori still holding down.
Lori is
I didn't even realize she was still holding down the fort on Facebook.
Steven's Aunt Lori shows up for us randomly. It makes no, I don't understand it. No one in my family is just like randomly sharing our stuff. But
I'll go on Facebook because I use Facebook Facebook for Pokemon Go groups. That's literally what I use Facebook for, just to see information. But no, she's always shared over there.
She is. But yeah, we are so thankful for all of you. We're thankful for anyone who clicks the freaking Kickstarter link and supports this and shares it and helps us build our friends up and this community up. And it means everything to us that you made it this far in the episode at all. But thank you for joining us. And you too, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with this freaking book. We're going to keep pushing it. Let us know if there's anything else we can do. Make sure you send us all the links so we can post them below. But you have anything else you want to say to the people before we go? Did we miss anything?
We did, because we can't leave without thanking both of you guys, because you will be famous with us, because Anthony made the video and Stevie made the song that's in the Kickstarter. So this couldn't have happened without you guys. I have a science project due the next day, Anthony, and he's like, I got it. The video, I got it. I have all these other things I have to do, but I got it, and you did. And then Steven made it an incredibly rocking song. That's amazing.
Awesome. Song's so cool.
And an MP3 of that is one of our stretch goals. But yeah,
awesome.
It would have been impossible without you guys, and that's why you're on the cover of the book. So if you guys love Steven and Anthony, their names are on the cover of the book.
We've created stuff in this the universe of Maelstrom, like or Maelstrom, I guess. We're part of it.
We're part of it, Steven. We have an ostrich colony in Maelstrom somewhere. It's in there. It hasn't been drawn or conceived by Lee yet. Oh, it exists.
There's armored ostriches in Maelstrom.
Well, it's funny that you say that. Because it's already been discussed because of you guys.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, though. I'm dead in that world because my head's on a bike.
You could be like Headpool from Marvel, like where you're
true.
just.
No,
Maelstrom, anything is possible at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
true. But yeah, thank you both again. Thank you all for watching. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
I'm Shiro.
And I'm Lee.
And this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time.
Boom!
All right. I'm all right. I don't know. I've been going through like a weird funk. I don't know why. There's no reason. Like no action.
In this time of year, for me, like it's my favorite time of year because of the weather, but I do feel like the allergies are different and they cause like this mild anxiety to exist in me like 24/7. And I find me to be more like overall negative because of it. So I don't know if that's what it is, because like those mild allergens like keep your anxiety levels at just that annoying.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it is one of those things where it's like it has been pestering me, and I bet like just the like needlessly excessive like negative, just always constantly having to deal with something like that probably does just like make
gives you less patience for other things. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Everything slightly, it just darkens everything just enough to suck. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably all it is. It just sucks, But yeah, dude, I don't know. I've been and like I'm fine. So like, but it's like I've been aware of it enough to like try to stop it when it happened. Like, what's going on, brain? Like, what are you doing now? Oh, Shiro's here. Hey, Shiro.
Hi, Shiro.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We're recording already. I don't know if it probably told you.
Probably gave you the heads up.
I heard the notification. That's why I'm behaving.
Oh, I see. Oh, let's stop it. What are we doing? But thank you for joining us. I don't know where.
My pleasure. I love these, actually.
Oh, yeah? Oh, great. Lee has failed us.
Again.
Well, of course, that's what he does best, I suppose. That's funny. Have you two done many of the podcasts now?
Me, personally, this is my third one.
Lee's done ours before, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of these because usually people are always like, oh, the writer. And I'm right here. You're reading the comic because of me.
That's funny.
Like Lee gets invited and he's like, and Shiro.
We've done that a couple of times where I was like, actually, we did that on Don't Make It Weird the first time. I was like, oh, actually, can my partner Steven come on? And they were like, oh yeah, sure. And now they're all best friends with Steven. Now everyone's best friends ever. So and no one likes me.
The best results.
Yeah.
Okay, am I here? Can we
next.
hear?
Thank you all for coming to this episode of We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Steven.
We're out. Oh man,
we've already been here for like 3 minutes, so you're good.
3 minutes, too much. How dare you? How dare you, Lee? How's everything? You okay?
Oh my god, dudes, it's been.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. So we've been talking about you, of course, because you weren't here, so it was fun. But aside
that's what I usually do when he's not there anywhere. So.
Oh, good, Shiro's here too.
Oh yeah, surprise!
So
you guys gave me a time, and I showed up on that time.
Shame. So I figured we'll do like a quick intro, say all of our names, and then we'll talk about your book, and then go through the stuff, and we'll end up talking about the issues like Kickstarter struggles and stuff, like see if
we know about those.
Yeah,
I know about those issues.
Yeah, exactly. I figure what
personally, it doesn't bother me. So
yeah, so I mean, I figured that's a good thing to talk about with all of us, and it is different now than it's ever been. So, and you guys are in it right now, so it's probably
you're into the thick of it.
Yes. So yeah, so I figured if that's cool with you guys, if you don't want to talk about the negative aspects of Kickstarter, then I get it, but also ruin our show and I'd hate you forever. I'm just saying.
I'm okay with that. I don't care.
But okay, so
this.
Yeah, so everything's good, and then we're talking about like making comics and being people. All right, so we're gonna do Shiro, I don't know if you've ever seen our show, but I always just say like, hello, I'm Anthony. Steven says Steven, and then we can just go like Shiro and then Lee, and we'll just say all of them. All right, and then we'll get into it.
Okay, me first, then Lee.
Yeah, let's do it. That way it's not a cluster cuss.
Or else we're just gonna go
Lee. Do it. Fine.
That's usually what we do. So.
All right, ready?